In 1908, a force equivalent to 1,000 atomic bombs screamed out of the blue Siberian sky. It flattened an area of ancient forest larger than modern London, yet left no crater. To this day, science is divided over what caused the greatest non-impact explosion in recorded history. This is the Tunguska Event, and we're still looking for the smoking gun.
For the native Evenki people and Russian settlers in the region, June 30th began like any other quiet summer morning. But then, a low rumble grew into a deafening roar. A lonely witness near the trading post of Vanavara looked up to see a spectacular blue object, brighter than the sun, tearing horizontally across the heavens. The air itself began to shimmer with heat. The impact, or whatever it was, happened over the Podkamanaya Tunguska River, a place so remote it took nearly 2 decades for scientists to reach it. When they did, they found a scene of total devastation. Thousands of square miles of forest lay flattened, the trees oriented outward from the center like spokes on a wheel. But the epicenter itself was bizarrely empty. The first expedition, led by Soviet mineralogist Leonid Kulik, battled swarms of mosquitoes and treacherous bogs to reach the blast zone in 1927. Kulik was convinced he would find a massive meteorite and a massive hole in the ground of the butterfly-shaped destruction. No crater was anywhere to be found.
The blast effects were heard thousands of miles away, recorded on sensitive barometers as far as London and Washington, D.C. Strange white nights were observed across Europe, with the upper atmosphere glowing so brightly that people could read newspapers at midnight. The world knew something monumental had occurred, but the remote location kept the mystery secure. The absence of a crater immediately killed the standard meteorite impact theory. Scientists were forced to look for something that exploded before it hit the ground. A comet, composed mostly of ice and dust, became the leading explanation. If a comet had airburst 5 miles up, it would have created the shockwave that flattened the trees and vaporized instantly, leaving no trace. But the comet theory had a problem. The sheer energy of the explosion and the strange glowing nights didn't seem to match the expected results for a vaporized icy object. In the 1970s, researchers proposed a wildcard, a tiny black hole passing through the Earth. Others suggested a chunk of antimatter, which would have reacted with the atmosphere and completely annihilated itself. To narrow down the possibilities, later expeditions painstakingly collected soil samples, searching for microscopic clues. In the bogs near the epicenter, they discovered thousands of tiny silicate and magnetite spheres. Analysis showed these were rich in nickel and other elements common in meteorites, suggesting a large rocky object was indeed involved, but it had disintegrated completely in the blast. Yet, the most haunting theory of all emerged not from science, but from local folklore and a touch of science fiction. The native Evenki believed a god of fire, Agdi, had sent a thunderbolt. But some researchers noticed a strange, curved pattern in the treefall, suggesting the object had performed a high-speed, controlled maneuver before exploding. Was Tunguska the final, catastrophic moment of an alien craft?
Could an advanced alien vessel, suffering from a malfunction, have airburst in the atmosphere? The idea gained traction when some researchers found higher than normal radiation levels in the region, and reports of strange, metallic-looking debris that disappeared before it could be properly studied. But without hard evidence, this tantalizing cracked theory remains on the fringe. While most modern scientists accept a rocky asteroid airburst as the cause, some details continue to challenge this simple conclusion. The way the trees were knocked down, the strange chemical composition of the spherulets, and the lack of larger fragments have led many to conclude the mystery isn't fully cracked yet. The Siberian taiga still holds its breath.
Tunguska serves as a sobering reminder of Earth's vulnerability. What happened in a remote forest in 1908 could easily happen over a major city today. If the object had struck just a few hours later, it could have leveled St. Petersburg, then the capital of the Russian Empire. The question isn't if another Tunguska will occur, but when and where. The event catalyzed the development of early warning systems, urging astronomers and defense agencies to scan the skies for potentially hazardous objects. Even today, Tunguska remains the baseline example of the energy release and destructive power of a relatively small, non-crater-forming asteroid impact. In a strange way, the explosion helped protect us.
Over a century later, the Tunguska region has slowly healed. The bogs are lush, the trees have grown back, and the scars of Agdi's thunderbolt are buried beneath a new layer of moss. The silence has returned to the taiga, but the echo of that blinding flash and deafening roar will never truly fade from our history. The archive remains open. The case of the Siberian blast is a testament to the fact that sometimes the most cataclysmic events are also the most elusive. We have decoded the energy and the effects, but the what and the why remain stubbornly uncracked. Perhaps some secrets are meant to be kept by the cold, deep silence of the remote taiga. Forever, history remains decoded.